All right, welcome back, everyone, to Strikers Family Sports Center here in South Florida. And we're here for round 2 of the Sam Costa Match Play Tournament. Jeff Kerr is out again, joined by Brian Mano. And
howdy.
We've got some different bowlers now on this side of the house because we've got the losers bracket on this side of the house. The winners bracket is all the way down there, but we don't want to watch them.
We don't care about them.
Yeah, they bowl too good. They strike too much. So we want to watch bowlers struggle. So we're down here at the losers bracket.
And by the way, I just saw Nate Garcia throw a shot on 21, and he's already in front of the bar.
All right, well, you know what? Let's go start. Let's go start down there, and we'll work our way back. That's a good idea. Because Nate Garcia is the touring pro in the building. Just come back from the World Series of Bowling. So let's see how he's doing. He might still have a case of World Series on the brain. I don't know. You know how that goes sometimes.
He did shoot 720 first block. So.
So let's get our first look at Nate Garcia. One of the best games in Florida, very smooth, clean out of the ball. Now, this round is a 2-game match, total pins. The first round was 3 games, but starting now it's only 2 games for the rest of the tournament. And so these matches will be done a lot quicker.
And by the way, starts at 21 and 22 here. Joel Palmer versus Freddie Cardosi and Carlos Tobin versus Andrew Sloan. So these matches are going to be, I expect, rather high scoring and rather close.
And these are both winners bracket matches down here. So it's all 4 of them won. So good shot by Fulmer there.
Looks like the old guy still got it, huh?
Yeah.
He used to be best out here and he made a handstand. And it's like he's still got it. So that's nice to see.
Carbochi comes up light, almost leaves a bucket, but trips 3 of them out. Good shot by Durano Hyatt. Durano has one of the most interesting two-handed games you'll see because it's almost like a one-hander, but with 2 hands on the ball, as he with a more of a traditional kind of backswing.
And that was very super smooth.
So here's Nate Garcia. And it looks like he's throwing a phase 4. 3 steps because he's already playing that far left.
That is phase 4 playing 30.
Yep, that is phase 4. No, interesting how he takes 3 steps like he's in front of the ball return, even though he's on the left lane where there's no ball return.
Yeah, so that's a good lesson, honestly, for some of the younger guys who don't necessarily get in front of the ball return so much. I know I never do. But for the guys that do it and don't do it or have trouble with consistency, Nate is doing that so that he gets the same feel on both lanes, and he doesn't take full approach on lane 19 and half approach on lane 20 and starts to flip back and forth between those approaches. So even though he can take the full approach on 19, he's doing the 3-step as if the ball return was there in order to keep some consistency with his physical game and keep in that same rhythm. So a very good lesson for a younger player who doesn't get to do that very often, or someone who struggles with in front of the ball return and can't figure out why. That's something you should practice.
And his opponent is Jeremy Mooney, one of the better left-handers down here in Florida. So I'm expecting this to be a really good match between the 2 of them.
So we just got a little bit of an information from Carlos on 21 and 22. There was urethane going on the lane with all 3 of the right-handers.
Oh, God.
That were playing on 21 and 22, so you're seeing those couple of shots by Brady just missed way right. Andrew came up to the apple. First frame and said he threw a good shot and he never saw it. So that urethane was pushing the pattern down a little bit and putting it out for these guys, which could, in theory, play to their advantage. Some of the higher red players to get the ball to hold a little bit more down lane and not get that reaction.
And also, the bowlers got no practice. They went right into round 2, so they didn't get to line up or see. They're just going to have to figure it out and, get the ball and go.
Which, by the way, is not easy.
No, not easy.
When you're careful of things and you don't really know what to expect. But your better bowlers, a.k.a. Cologne, first shot was not good, never saw it, came back, made a ball adjustment, made a hand position adjustment, and went, come back. So that's somebody that knows what he's doing out in the lane. Horrible break by Nate.
And here is Andrew Cologne up in the 4th frame on spare double. Gets that right, and it does come back.
Yeah.
You see the lanes maybe are starting to drop a little bit where that ball's recovering.
A little bit. But again, just a testament to knows the game and understands how to play the game. He had his one tester shot. He split but made them spare, and then came back and made that adjustment with both hand position and a bigger bowling ball because of the other thing going down the lane and he's done.
There's Garrett Thompson now on a different pair, and he started with a strike and a split. And that was a strike.
By the way.
7-10.
Not a very good break. Those look like really good shots. But it looks like Garrett is picking up right where he left off. Pocket. A sneaky tough opponent in Steve Ortiz. Even though Steve only shot 580 the first block, he's a pretty good player, and this is his home house. So it maybe a little bit of an advantage in that respect to Steve. I expect that match to be a little closer than people think. But I do expect Garrett to eventually come out on top of that.
And here's the little corner.
So you see the extra push.
Yes.
And that extra push there is a little irritating. And again, Carlos 2-4-8-10. Again, that's irritating that it's going down the lane in the first block. It's just giving the bowlers a little bit some extra push.
Here's a look at Dorano Hyatt. One of the, like I said, more interesting ways to be a two-hander. And it looks like he's got something going now. He's got a four-bagger to start this game against LC Lamarche, his opponent here.
And again, like you said, not the conventional style, very high right elbow in the back swing. If you compare him to somebody like Jason or I don't know, even somebody like they're a little bit more conventional. Hyatt's got that really high back swing, almost like you said, he was a hitter. But when he gets to the bottom, there's great rotation and it's super smooth.
I do know one bowler two-hander who bowls a lot like Dorano does. You might not know him, but he's a bowler out of Southern California named Bobby Campanale. And bowls a lot like Dorano does. Their games are a little different. Dorano's a little slower and smoother, a little less power. But it just shows a lot of different ways you can be a two-hander these days. You don't have to do it like Belmo or Oscu or Simonson and Belmo are even different, between the two of them. And, there's a lot of different ways to get it done. Some of them put their thumb in the ball a little bit.
I was just going to say, look at Wesley Lowe, who started with thumb buried in the ball, doing it all his life that way, and just a year ago decided, I'm taking my thumb out now. And you have that option when you're a two-hander. New USBC rule, though, you have a hole in the ball, you got to use it. So you have to make sure that if you are a two-hander and you decide to go from a full grip to a two-finger grip, you've got to plug the hole. You cannot throw a ball down the lane if you are a two-hander with a hole that's not being used.
So here's Carlos Tabone. People know that name from my ball videos just because he is my ball driller. He runs the pro shop here at Strikers Family Sports Center for Kegel. And he's got a strike here, but he is down early in his match. He's got, if I can fit this in, 84 in the 12th, 74 in the 4th with a strike up, but his opponent's got spare triple.
And you saw that push again, even though that ball recovered a little bit better. You saw that little bit of push down lane. I expect this ball to wear back, and it does. Andrews found that ball hand position combination that he can get the ball back from a little bit further right than somebody like Carlos can, just because of his role.
And Andrew's no stranger to striking a lot of tournaments.
That boy's good.
Yeah, and he's got a four-bagger now. I wouldn't be surprised to see him throw another at least 3 or 4 on top of it. It's definitely a pattern that favors his game, and he's underneath the ball, kind of up the back of it, but still is able to cover some boards. So his ball's going to be able to read the mid lane where other people's might, hang or skid a little bit.
And Andrew is one of the few people out here, and I have to give credit. He's got 2 or 3 hand positions that he's very effective with. Andrew is one of those guys that if the ball needs to reach 5 feet sooner, he can tweak his hand and do that without issue. He does it well. So I think that is what he's done here. You saw that first ball push because of your thing. He immediately balled up and keeps his hand to get the ball to read a little harder. And clearly paying off.
Let's take a walk down that way because we've got a lot of bowlers down here who we haven't seen yet. So, and this is only a 2-game match instead of a 3-game match. So these guys are in the 5th frame. They're a quarter done already. So let's make sure that we can get a whole bunch of people. So let's see who we have here. Let's see how's Felker doing. Oh, hey, guess what? Felker's striking again.
Hey, there's shots.
Yeah,
there's shots, no shots.
Yeah, so he's got the front 8.
Chris is going to run this match over. It's not. I think I don't expect him to roll bad at any point, honestly, but I think he's going to run a few people over out of pure anger because he deserved every bit of which to win that match. Both of them did deserve to win the match. Obviously, match play, that can't happen.
Yeah.
But both of them deserve to win the match, and I think you're going to see Chris Mann maybe run a few people over and kind of storm through the losers bracket a little bit.
So here's Sal Angelo, and he got that ball way to the right. That is not coming back on this pattern. Not happening.
No.
He did have the front four though. So.
Yeah, a little opening for Roy. Roy bowling about 6 games a year, but it doesn't look like it on that shot. That's for sure. Roy's a pretty good player. He doesn't live down here anymore, I don't believe. He lives up north a little bit, but Roy was always a good player, and no matter how many games he bowls, honestly. So.
Amber Brunson? She's the only woman in the field today, I think.
Shay.
Shay's bowling, that's right. Shay Wiegers and Amber Brunson, the only 2 women in the field.
And Shay did win her match in advance, so.
And Amber won hers because she's here?
No, Amber. I think Amber's the first.
That's losers bracket pair. Oh, is it alternate winners bracket pair, losers bracket pair? I don't know.
I don't know.
Let's see, here's Charlie.
Well, no, I think they're mix and match, actually.
Oh, maybe they are. Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure. Here's Charlie, and he strikes.
Charlie did not win his match. He was there. So early opening for Charlie, but double takes it right back.
Let's see. Let's take a walk down this way. We see Juan Gaviria and Scott Anderson. Let's see what we got down here. Here's Tyler Keller, one of the bright young youth bowlers down here. He just bowled in the Team USA trials in Vegas in January. Very, very good game. And it looks like he is struggling a little bit. All strikes are splits. And next in we have Scott Anderson.
I'm going to take this one shot and then flip back to Felker's front 9 there.
Yeah, definitely. So here's Anderson.
Coming off a cash in the regional.
Coming up
along with Jacob Regular and a couple other guys in the field, as we mentioned earlier. Charlie the winner, Felker second. Both Regular and Anderson getting the last couple of cash spots. So some good Southeast Florida showing in the regional out in Fort Myers at my buddy Boys Bowling Alley, Lightning Strikes, Mr. Robert Eddy, my very, very dear friend.
Juan Gaviria, and I know he likes to hook the ball, so he's probably playing left and wheeling the lane a bit. No, I'm wrong. He's playing straight up.
Yeah,
almost.
I'm actually surprised he's not, with the way he kind of slow hooks it a little bit, I'm surprised he's not quite as far left as Bobby is, but I'm surprised he's not in more of the Garrett Thompson area.
Let's, speaking of people that strike, let's go down and see if Felker can finish off that 300 game. So let's take a little walk here. We've got Chris Felker with the front 9. It looks to be like a repeat of last round where some bowlers just have it and some just don't.
Yeah.
And it doesn't seem to be a lot of in the middle. Not a lot of 210s and 220s. It's either 180, 190 or 250.
Reggie didn't go well in the first block at all. Anything close by Reggie. And still missing the 7th, and we'll announce he's getting back. He was throwing ball pretty good, but maybe he's found something here. They can take over when we're actually on 9 bags. 4-bagger.
Here's Costa on the front 9. Front 10.
He got a little push on that. A little unexpected push.
That's going to be front 10. Chasing 300.
Yeah, I mean, what a surprise here. Where's my 300 alert? Again, folks, if you watch the first block, there's no shock at all that Chris is just lighting it up. He has the best look of the building, maybe aside from Garrett. He has the best look of the building, hands down. He's got a little bit of room right. He's got a little bit of push left that most people don't have, and that's purely
Maggio misses that 7th pin, and
That's
that's
the second time in a row on that lane.
and that's unlike him. He's one of the better regional players.
Yeah.
Felker front 10, front 11, sending that atomic message across.
That's the pins just ran scared on that one.
Yeah, Felker is taking out his anger on everybody who's going to be bowling right now.
100%.
Good.
Other than Nate being in front of the court. I think that's right for Nate. Still in front pretty much the same area.
Felker for the 300 game. Gets it a little right. At the back here, 300 for Chris Felker. So he's out to a 133 pin lead in this match. There you go, Chris.
So now we have a double interview for you here. Clearly coming off an amazing match. Match one, a little bit unlucky, obviously, to not win that match. You got the worst throw in the house, hands down, which both great. Clearly, this 300 is a little bit of anger, a little bit of frustration, but you know, you're throwing the ball great. You're lined in. I think you made one bad shot in the first 4 games, to be honest with you. And it wasn't the one you paid for, of course.
That 6 count is where it came off my fingers completely. I'm playing them the exact same.
Yeah, and it's what it looks like. Yeah.
I didn't move much, just ball speed and just staying up forward roll on it.
Good.
So on the Helios at 1,000 grit.
I was right. It was 1,000.
1,000.
Right. Sandpaper.
Sandpaper.
I took a guess and said it was 1,000. He said I was being generous. So I gave it a little lane shine 1,000 there. No, listen, you're throwing the ball great. Keep it up. You know, 2-game match. You're well in control. Keep it going, bro.
710 just blew her. I know I needed a mark, and I got up there and cured it. And it's unfortunately I got a bad break there.
When you throw the ball good and you know it's good and you get a bad break, there's just nothing you can do. And it's just a testament to, I've been watching you bowl for 10 years, it's a testament to just how far you've come. You know, you're able to get up there and throw the shot you know you need to throw that you need it. Pins be what they may, but, you know, you threw a good shot, you did what you needed to do, and you know,
I gave it a run.
yeah, you gave it, well, hey, listen, you're going to steamroll through this match at least, so keep it running.
Thank you, guys.
So let's see. Let's go back and check out how Nate is doing. If he's in front of the 2 ball returns now, maybe. I don't know. But you're right. I think that is how far he's playing left. I think that is more of a product of Nate and not the lanes.
Yeah.
He doesn't probably have to be where he's playing, but he's comfortable there. He likes it there.
Yeah.
And this plays hook, so it's not like it's a bad choice.
Right. So with Nate, I mean, Nate's another one that doesn't get a lot of side rotation. He's very much up the back of the ball, which is great. I mean, it's controllable. And Nate's obviously a really good player, and he's worked hard on his game left the 4th arrow in recent years. So you need that when you're on tour. You can't be right so much when you're on tour, even when the shots are some heavier oil and the length of your shots, that these guys get left and they get left quick. So you have to learn how to chase with them and be able to play that part of the lane. Again, I think he's a little far left. Obviously, I think a little bit too far, but hey, he won his first match, shot 7 1/4. You can't really question that at the moment. And he's striking up here. I think he's got a 3-bagger at the moment, so you know, not really. Again, no, sorry, he's got a double, so he's not really questioning that at the moment either.
Here's Andrew Cologne, who started off spare 4-bagger, and then he went open strike and 7 to spare. So something happened here where he's struggling a little bit trying to figure it out. Maybe some transition, maybe he's not making shots. He was able to get the 10 out there, but even that one, not quite, solid, high plus pop. It was a little light in the hole.
Yeah, and like you said, I think he's getting some transition. Right lane, not much of an issue though. He's striking. It's the left lane where he's got to finish this first game. It's giving him a little bit of an issue. But we'll see when Carlos turns up. And Carlos, even though he's got to go open, can put a little pressure on Andrew here with a strike in the ninth.
Take a look at the
close
scores.
the gap a little bit.
So you can see Andrew Cologne has 177 in the 8th with a strike up, and his opponent Carlos Tabone, best he can shoot now is going to be 220, and the best Andrew can shoot is 237. So, but if Andrew goes spare strike in the 10th, Carlos can triple and win the, at least not win the game, but take the lead.
Right. I mean, if you look at the first 5 frames, Andrew's spare 4-bagger, Carlos double and it open. You don't think this game would be that close, but it's actually pretty close. And just ugly 9-pin again in this house. A little bit of a bad break.
Yeah, really good shot there. You don't want to, that's not what you're looking for. A 9-pin when you need that strike.
But again, your bowler makes a good shot.
Yeah, I mean, that's all you can do. You just make the best shot you can, and whatever happens, happens, really.
A little interesting, a little bit short left here on the 17-18. We have the only. All I can do is make sure that we're calling something on that. And Garrett with a pullback in the middle of this game, but Steve started run by fair strike. So Steve's got a little bit of advantage here in game one, and Garrett needs to push a little bit here to not fall behind. I mean, this could be a 30-40 pin deficit in game one if Garrett can be careful. So interesting, to go back to 1920, Nate has Dufac right. He's not front ball return down. Clearly he's balled down. I can't tell what it is. Maybe an IQ 4?
No, whatever it was, it never saw the spot.
Never saw the spot at all. It did on 19. He flushed it on 19, but did not see the spot on the front at all.
From back here, it looks like it might be like an IQ Nano, maybe.
Maybe Nano, yeah.
Just not responsive enough in the back. He didn't really get it right either.
No.
So it just never saw the recovery.
Mooney's going to handily take him. That's going to be a bit of a hole after game one.
He's going to actually need to make this 2 and 10 to get it closer. Give it a run, but
not out of the realm of possibility.
no, not that's for sure. That's for sure.
It's a dark code.
Dark code. Okay. We knew it was like black.
Yeah,
that's as good as we. That's as we
That's
came.
as good as I can get from back here. It's a dark code. I think.
Mooney light with the 6, 9, 10, but it's really not going to matter a whole lot as he is going to be up by 30 some odd pins going into game 2. A 2-game total pins match. And here's Brady Carbacci. Brady's got 141 in the 8th, striking a 9th strike on the first ball in the 10th, looking for the second one, and he does. So if he punches out on the final shot, he'll have 201.
And that's a big finish because Joe's only 214. So Joe clearly outbolted a little bit this game as Brady had a little trouble in the middle with the spares, but close game. So you keep it under 20 and you still got a decent shot. You get over 20 and then you're going to have to really start to push.
And the match under that, Andrew Cologne can punch out for 237, and Carlos is looking at 199. So Carlos is going to need to figure something out or do something because he's already got a couple of splits this game, and it looks like Andrew is really lined in. So
the only thing Carlos is going for him is Andrew is on his, and I'll put this in quotes, bad lane. Last 2 frames, 9 dash and 7 spare. So Andrew's going to have to see what kind of adjustment he can make on that left lane. Just a couple pairs down, a little bit out of our range. Larry Brand, 269 game 1. Very handily. Larry in the driver's seat. No reason why he doesn't move on to the next round. It looks like Robert Brady is going to go down early and big in his first game as well to Rakowski. Rakowski can punch out for 265, I believe, and Robert has to do with 291. So a couple lopsided matches in that pair.
And that 9-pin there for Dorano High had a tough break. It's going to give him about 210 this game, but it probably doesn't matter a whole lot as his opponent is struggling mightily. He's going to shoot 160. So even with that 9-pin, Dorano's up by about 50. And now here's Andrew Cologne in the 10th on the first ball. If he doesn't strike here, he's going to be in the 2 teens. Carlos didn't strike on his first ball in the 10th, so he's going to be in the 180s if he makes his 10-pin. Cologne buries it.
No doubt about that one.
Yeah, so he's already in the 220s. And
Looks like
he
he got a little more air on that one too, so maybe take a little bit of the front out of play. So as we flip back, Garrett Trouble on 279 is here in Garrett. I think he's putting 234.
Do you think it's been a little bit of an emotional letdown maybe after that first match?
Yeah, I want to say yes, but he went strike 7-10 bagger, so I can't imagine it was that much of a letdown only because his first 9 shots were all in the pocket. I think he maybe hit some transition, and again, good shot there. So maybe he just did a little bit of transition 7-8, or maybe he didn't throw the ball as good as he wanted to. And certainly 230 is not much of a letdown, but again, he's got somebody firing 260, 270 at him.
Had a tough break so far today.
And by the way,
Tough run.
Velcro has front 5, so he hasn't stopped.
He might shoot 300, 300. Very possible. Use Garcia. And that ball again doesn't make the corner, so starting game 2, today, he might just not be in the right ball right now. He might have to go back to that phase 4.
I agree.
Darko's not doing anything.
Watching that phase 4, though, it was just not going through the pins properly. So I think what he tried to do is get the ball and move a little right and get the ball to face out a little bit further. But Darko is not doing it. So it's not the right ball. It's not facing out.
Could it be maybe a residual from the World Series? They bowled in Vegas at the South Point, where the back ends are maybe a little crisper, and you're using something that's a little more controllable, where then you bowl in this bowling center where everything is hooked.
Correct.
You know, and you need more recovery in the back because you got to play further left.
Well, I think it's a combination of two things, right? You got guys at the World Series that are all breaking down and playing the pattern properly, and you've got guys here that are doing your thing that maybe shouldn't be, or that are maybe in not quite the right part of the game. So you've got a bunch of stuff going.
I'm gonna go. Sure, I'm gonna go down the other side of the bowling center and see what's going on down there. So back to Felker. He's, as Brian said, he's got the front 5. Zoom in, see that. Again, if you have any questions, you want to ask them in the chat, go ahead, and we'll try to answer them for you as we take a look at Felker now on the front 5. Actually, on the front 17. On the front 18 now. So Felker 300 and front 6, and he's just lined in right now. He's going to be tough to beat in this losers bracket. But it's a long day when you're in the losers bracket in the first round of a double elimination tournament. So he's striking now, but he's going to have to do it for a long time today. As we make our way down to the last few pairs. We'll have Scott Anderson, who is down by 22, it looks like. Shot 213 first game against 235. So Scott's down in his match, and this is the losers bracket, so he's going to have to win this game if he wants to stay alive in this tournament. Where are they bowling at, James Robinson? This is Strikers Family Sports Center in Sunrise, Florida. We're down here, down near Fort Lauderdale, just a little east, a little west of that, near where, not too far from where the Florida Panthers play hockey. The arena is just about a 10-minute drive from here. Here's Anderson, first shot in the second game. Leaves a 9-pin, and that's not the break you want to see when you're down by 22. His opponent, Ryan Toffoli, shot 230 the first game, a two-hander, and he 10-pinned. So not able to take advantage of the 9-pin that Anderson left. Covered by Scott. And we have on lane 33, Andres Galmez, not to be confused with Andres Gomez, who bowls out on the Pro Tour, who also lives down here. So sometimes when they're both in the same building, there can be a little bit of confusion. And he comes up light and 7-10s. Looks like he was throwing an alt reality. Now his opponent is Tyler Keller. Tyler struck in the first shot in the first frame, game 2. So he's looking to take advantage of that 7-10. Does he? The shot looked a little light, and it's 2-4-8-10. So he's not able to take advantage. So Andres Galmez with open, more than likely, unless he makes it 7-10. And now Tyler Keller's going to have strike open. Just gets the wood off that 7-10. Langevere able to trip out the 4. Just going for the 3. Just a smart move. When your opponent just opened, you don't want to give any pins back. So he's up by 10 in this game. I don't know what the scores in the first game were. And it looks like Chris Felker now has the front 7. So that's the front 19 for Chris Felker at this round. if you're Chris's opponent, you don't have an opening. Like, your opponent has not missed 17 frames in. You're 19 frames in. There's the front 19. So what do you do? Another 210, so
Felker may shoot 600 for 2.
Felker may shoot 600 for 2. He's got, what, the front 19 now? It's crazy. How would you like to be the opponent and not have a chance because you didn't strike a ball? It's, I mean, it's rough. No, Felker now with the front 20. So we're going to go over here and watch this machine named Chris Felker, because he had 300 just now, and he now has the front 8. So, apologies to the opponent. Charlie Ferrero. Can he get the messenger on the 10? He does not. So Charlie now is double 10 pin, but his opponent has the front 3. So unfortunately, the scores here don't keep track of what each bowler bowled, so we can't tell what they bowled each game. So we're just going to do the best we can. And now is Anthony Scazio. Looks like he's throwing a 3D offset hammer, and that looks pretty good. 10 in the pit. There's Reggie Pearson. Reggie still throwing that Evo quantum, and that's good for a strike.
Hey, I'm just coming over here to say front 20, and I'm going to go back there in a second.
Yeah.
I'll come back.
Felker is up right now. Let's go back over and see if he can get the front 21, which is pretty good, I hear. Felker doesn't take a lot of time to get up. He puts the ball in his hand and he goes, and he's able to slap the 10 out. So front 21 now for Chris Felker this round. Has not missed. Has not missed once. And it's a shame that it's only a 2-game match and not a 3-game match, because like, if 900 was ever a possibility, I would say Felker's got as good a shot as anyone ever has. But it is only a 2-game match, so 600 is the best he's going to be able to do. As we see Ferrero now, and looks like he's throwing a Black Widow Ghost. A little high, but able to trip the big 4 out. What pattern are they playing on? The scores seem very high. They're playing on a pattern that was specially designed for this tournament. It's a 3.5 to 1 ratio, so it's harder than a house shot, but it's still easier than like a flat pattern in US Open. The scores seem high, but if you look, not all the scores are high. Like you see, there's a bowler on the same pair. Chris has the front 21 on. That's got 130 in the 9th. And we saw a lot of scores in the last round where bowlers were struggling to get 170, 180, 190. It feels like if you're lined up, you can hit this. But if you're not quite sure how to get there, there's a little bit of hang sometimes in some places. And it's just not very forgiving if you're in the wrong place, it looks like. You can see that one. Destasio got it just a little bit left, and it just stayed there. It didn't come back. So don't be misled when scores are high, because it doesn't necessarily mean lanes are easy, like a house shot. I mean, granted, this isn't you know, the U.S. Open. It's not a flat pattern. It's playable. But as I was saying a little earlier, there are shots in between, or difficulties in between a house shot and a flat pattern. And when you have patterns like that, you can have people shoot scores that are very high. But if you can't figure it out, you're going to struggle like it was a flat pattern.
So yeah, not often you see 600 shots in match play, but we might see that here.
I was saying it's too bad it's a 2-game match and not a 3-game match, because 900 would be out of the realm of possibility right now.
It's definitely not out of the realm of possibility. Is it bad that I kind of hope he doesn't shoot 600, so there's no chance to say, I wonder if he could have, you know?
We'll have to see what he bowls the first game of his next match.
Oh, yeah. But different pair.
It'll be a Vera Papa 900. Ever seen one of those?
Oh, I have.
Yeah. Didn't Norm Duke do that in a PBA tournament about 20 years ago?
Somebody did it I think one of the seniors did it in a senior regional or something like that. On Cheetah, I want to say.
No, that was Joe Scarborough. That wasn't 900.
Yeah. Oh,
that was a real 900.
Real 900, yeah.
As real as Cheetah gets. So, front 22. Ho hum.
Yeah. I don't think he's lined up or anything, folks. I'm just saying. And you know, you heard him earlier. He really hasn't moved much.
Nope.
So when you can, I think we were talking about that earlier, when a good bowler can kind of just get on autopilot. When we watched Gilman shoot 300, when a good bowler gets on autopilot, like Chris is clearly on autopilot right now.
Was this the pair that Gilman shot 300? It may be.
I believe it was.
And the score just went out.
Yeah, well, he's still got the front 10, folks, and the front 22. So
we don't need a scoreboard to keep track of that.
Scoreboard be damned. He hasn't missed.
Sometimes you strike so hard you knock out the electricity.
Oh, crap. That was right.
Oh! Front 23.
That was right.
You'll have to take our word for it, the front 23, folks. But like, all the other computers are working just fine. Well, not that one. No,
That one's at least got a little
except those
color
two.
to it. I mean, this one's just dead off at this point.
So here's Felker with what we assume is the front 23 because the scores went out, but we know it is because we've been following along. So this one is for the perfect 600 in this 2-game total in match.
Yeah, not something you're going to see every day, folks.
Nope.
So do you want to have another repeat interview here? Because, bro, that's kind of something special right there for us.
See what happens when you made me 7-10? Stayed the same, didn't change.
I kind of wish it was a 3-game match. Jeff and I were talking. we kind of want to see what happens now.
As they try to restart the scores here. Which I bowl here all the time. I haven't seen the scores ever go out in this place. So.
Chris knocked him out. I'm telling you right now. You said it. He knocked him out with his electricity.
Technology could not keep up with the monster that is Felker.
All right, a little excitement, folks. Mr. Felker shoots a perfect 600 for his 2-game match.
James Robinson says, tell that guy outstanding bowling. Outstanding bowling, Chris.
Yeah, we definitely will. Chris has shot, let's see, his 5-game set is 1370 and change.
Plus 370 for 5, not bad. That'll win some tournaments.
Not a house shot, folks. Just as a reminder, we're not bowling on a house shot. In fact, 3.5 to 1 is nowhere near a house shot. So these guys, again, some of them, like Jeff was saying earlier, making it look super easy. And we're going to have to maybe add a few strikes into there.
They'll manually add some X's, I'm sure.
Or screw it, let's let Felker just throw 2 more and see what happens.
I think we know what would happen.
I think we know exactly what would happen.
So let's go down to the corner because I know Scott Anderson was down by 23, I think, after the first game, or 22. So let's see what's going on down there on these pairs.
Made that up already. From what I can see.
Here's Juan Gaviria. Looks like a little straighter, and he gets that to fall.
So it looks like Juan moves a little left. Not again, quite as much as I thought he would, but a little bit.
Move up a little bit.
Yeah.
Andres Galvez also throwing a Helios, and that struck. Here is Anderson. We'll take a look at the scoreboard after he throws this shot. Also playing left. Oh, and the lower 7th. And he was down by 20-something, and now he's about up by 20-something. So his opponent was 78 in the 4th, strike in the 5th. Now Anderson has 118 in the 5th. So Ryan's hopefully now a strike here would... he's not going to strike here because that ball was not very good. But he's got 97 in the 5th, Anderson at 118. So that's a 21-pin difference. And hopefully was up by about 30-something after game 1. So he's still up by about 10, but it's a very close match going into the last 5 frames. Tyler Keller cannot cover the 3-6-10. Anderson looking to cover the 7-pin. He should be able to make it pretty easily. And he does. And hopefully also trying to do the same to keep pace. So you can see that's not a house shot. If that's a house shot, there's no way that ball stays out there. So you can see the pattern looks like it's easy, but that's just because Felker is making them look easy. You look at the scores, and you can see 60 in the 5th, 60 in the 5th. You know, they're not easy. There's hang out there. Good bowlers make good shots, and they make hard patterns look easy. And when you're struggling, it's really easy to make a pattern that's not necessarily difficult look really difficult. So I'd say that John Janowitz did a really good job developing this pattern. It's what it needed to be for this event. This event specifically is not supposed to be the hardest pattern you can put out. But it's also not supposed to be the easiest pattern. It's supposed to make you have a chance and give you a good look if you're making the right shots and are in the right place. Maybe have the right ball in your hand. It's not where you're going to be splitting boards. But, you know, you don't have that super easy hook to the right either, which is fine. You see that? Look, if that's a house shot, that ball hits the head pin. That ball will hook back from there, but it doesn't. Easy cover on the 6-10. So here's Andres Galvez. And through the face with that Helios. So Tyler Keller is struggling at 60 in the 5th. He's going to need a strike here to get back on the train. Looking at Zen a lot, and that ball just had no chance. That ball had no chance. Covering way too many boards right now. You can't get the ball that far right on this pattern. If you keep it somewhere where your break point is around where the track is, you can strike a lot. But if you're going to try to wheel it out past that, it's not going to come back. If you look at Anderson, he's playing left. And you can see where his break point is. His break point is right around where the track is. And that's why he's striking. But if you try to pretend it's a house shot and go right of that, it's not going to work. Let's see if Keller can cover this washout. Oh, good shot, but it's just unlucky. It doesn't take the 10 out. So we will make our way down. Let's take a look at Reggie Pearson versus Sal Maggio. Looks like Sal is struggling this game with strike, spare, 2 splits in a double, but Reggie, his opponent, with spare 5-bagger. So here's Reggie looking to make it a 6-bagger. Lloyd in the way. But that's going to be a wrap 7 for Reggie Pearson. The game on top is actually pretty interesting. You have Lloyd Reinhardt on the left, who's going to be on lane 32 right now, and he's got strike and then 6 spares in a row, which is not something I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot of splits and a lot of strikes, but I haven't seen spare a whole lot down here. So, but Lloyd is the type of bowler who's going to keep the ball in play. He's going to make spares as Reggie covers the 7 pin. So let's see. If Lloyd can get on the strike train here, which he really needs, his opponent has strike split, triple. And he does. As you can see, strike split, triple for a Mitch block his opponent. That ball's a little light. You can see, just if you don't get that break point in the right place or it's too far right, it's not coming back from there. But if you're in the right place, it's just, striking all you want. So we see Reggie now with spare 5 bagger, spare. You can see the Storm banner. Again, thank you, Storm, for your sponsorship of this event. We definitely appreciate it. Reggie through the face, not the best shot, and he leaves that 2-4-7. So he's going to need to cover this, and obviously not the easiest pair in the world. As his opponent, Sal Maggio, tries to strike here, and he comes up light also, and leaves 2 pin. Reggie with the spare. Again, this is a 2 games total pins match. All these balls are in game 2. So as soon as this game is over, we'll take another 10 or 15 minute break or so, and then we'll be back with round 3. Here's Bobby Walters Jr. He's got double open strike. Gets that ball way to the right. And doesn't come back from there. So the one thing we've learned about this pattern is there's out of bounds, folks. You're trying your break point, trying to have your break point be that far right. You're not getting it back from there. So let's see, the Anderson hopefully match is coming down to the 10th frame. So let's take a look and see what's going on down there. So the first game, hopefully won 235 to 213. So he was up by 22 going into this game. And it looks like he can punch out for 215 while Anderson is working on a 250 game. So Anderson, a strike or 2 here, can lock this one up. This is a loser's bracket match. So whoever loses this match is out of the tournament. Looks like a good shot. Sounds good. And that was. That's a strike. So Anderson's going to need one more to lock this one up. Now we look at the Gaviria-Starling match. The first game, Starling won 197 to 169, and he's up on the right lane. He's got 132 in the 7th, while Gaviria has 140 in the 7th. So even though he's down by 8 on this game, he's up still by about 22 or so right now. And that's a flat 10. Not able to get that ball to turn the corner enough. So Gaviria has a chance here. If he can put up 2 or 3 strikes, he might be able to pull this one out. And there's a good shot by Gaviria. So he's going to be able to punch out for 220. Starling can only get 201, so that would be 1910. But down by, it looks like 28. So he's going to need some help. If Starling were to double, he would be able to make sure he holds on to the lead. But first he's got to cover this 10 pin, which he does not. That's a big shot there. So now Starling has 160. His max now is 190. If Gaviria doubles, he's going to win. Hopefully with the strike. No, we're not a strike. It was a 4-pin. Sorry, my mistake. So that's pretty much going to be it. Best he can shoot is 190. Anderson's already in probably the 240s, 230s. So if Toffoli shoots 195, he'll have 430 for 2. And Anderson with 213 the first game, already in the 230s. He's already past 440. Gets it right though. That was not even close. He got that ball way too far right and leaves a 5 washout. So let's have to do some math here. It might depend on whether Toffoli makes this. So if he goes and spares this, which he does, barely. He's got 195 with 2 strikes, so that will give him 430. Let's say Anderson gets 3 of them. It'll be 221. 221. That'll be 34. So that should be good enough if he gets the 3. If my math is right. Hopefully throws her really hard in the middle and gives a 4-pin. So that's 194 on the 235. So that's going to be 429, which all Anderson needs is 217 this game. So he's already got 213. So he needs just 2 or 3 of these. He just basically needs to get the wood here. Just needs to get the wood. Scott's trying to find out how many pins he needs from somebody in the crowd, whether it's 2 or 3. He knows somebody told him he doesn't need to make this, so he's just going to try to get the 3. Stand up and get a good viewpoint here just in case. Throws it and gets the 3, and that should be good enough. Only needed 217. And he finished with 219. So he did need 3. 2 would have been a tie. .432 to 429. So, Scott, you're cutting a little close there, buddy. What happened?
Yeah, I was just seeing if there was oil out there.
Apparently there is.
For everybody who thinks they're easy.
there is some, yeah. So, but that's, that's the way it goes in match play, right? Sometimes you got to make the shots and you get a little bit of hang. And like I said, folks, not a house shot. Not a house shot. Gaviria with the strike. He's now going to be in the 2 teens. Or 209 if he goes 9 spare. But he's down by 28. He's definitely going to need some help here. If Gaviria doubles and Starling doubles, Starling with the 4-pin. So his max now is 180. So Starling's max is going to be 377. And that means Gaviria is going to need 209 this game. which is basically 9 spare on this frame. So Gaviria needs 9 spare. A strike would be a winner, 9 spare would be a winner. Anything less than that, and we have the possibility of a tie. This shot for the win. Oh, it's a 9 pin, but that's okay. He can cover this, and I think he still wins. But that's my math. Just looking over at the scoreboard while I'm trying to do this. So I could be wrong, folks. You'll have to add it. Maybe you can add it up and do it in the chat for me. As Starling covers the 4 pin. So if Gaviria makes this, Juan will have 209 plus his 169 would be 378. If Starling strikes on this ball, he'll have 180, and that'll give him 377. So if Gaviria makes this, he wins by a pin if Starling strikes. So this spare for the lockup. And it looks good. Starling with the strike. So it looks like it's going to be a 1-pin victory. Yeah, it is. Because it was 28 pins after the first game and 29 pins this game. As Tyler Keller still struggling a bit. He's got that 280 just left. Go down there a bit. Peter?
Yeah, but I'm already down 50.
Right. So unfortunately, I don't know the scores of these matches, but that's all right. Oh, I do know the scores. I have the score sheet right in front of me on the table. Let's see. Bobby Walters shot 170 against Perez. Bobby Walters shot 230 in the first game. And here's Williams and Newmeyer. So Williams has 148 in the 7th. Looks like Williams shot 171 the first game, and Newmeyer had 185. So Newmeyer's up by 14 going into this game. But that split has put him back. If he punches out, he's going to shoot 200 even. And it looks like his opponent's going to have 168, 188, 208. So it looks like Newmeyer's going to come up short here, even if he punches out. But especially now after leaving that light 10 pin. Let's see if we can zoom this out a little bit. There we go. So Williams is going to be victorious here. The other match on this pair, as I was saying, is Bobby Walters Jr. shot 230 the first game against, let's see, Perez had 174. So Walters up by 56. So Walter's up by 56, but this game he's down by about 40-ish. So this one's still up for grabs. But Perez is going to have to double here in the 10th frame if he wants a chance. Oh, he gets it. He wants it. He gets it. He's excited. So if he punches out, he'll shoot 217. 217 would give Perez 391, which means Bobby would need 162 this game. And he's got 146 in the 9th, so Bobby just needs a mark. no matter what Perez does, if Bobby marks here, he'll just need good count in the 10th and the fill ball. So a strike is probably going to give him the win. A spare likely gives him the win. But anything not a mark, and Perez has a chance to get up and throw another strike or two and steal this match. Oh, he's stuck. He can throw it good. And leaves the 3-6-10. So Bobby's going to have to make this. And this the 3-6-10 is not a gimme. This is not an easy one. Perez here looking for the double in the 10th to put the pressure on Bobby to make the spare, and he doesn't get it. So I think that's probably it. The best Perez now can shoot is 2-0, and that's going to give him 3 in the 380s. Bobby only needs 150 something. So let's see. If Perez happens to make this, he'll shoot 207, and that'll give him 381, which means Bobby would need 152, and he already has 153. So even if Bobby were to miss all 3 of these pins, he's going to get the win by a pin or 2. But just for fun, let's see if he makes it. Because this is the only match still going. And he chops the 3-pin off. So assuming my math is right, let's see, 154, that's 384. .384 against 206, 380. So Bobby's able to pull that out. So that's the end of round 2. We'll fill in the scores on the bracket here, and we'll get back to you for round 3 as some of the last matches are finishing up. And we will get back here in about 15-20 minutes. So we'll see you guys then.